Well, hello, and it's great that we're going to be experiencing mindfulness together here at Round Glass Living. I'm Vishvapani, and I'm in Cardiff in Wales. And in today's practice, we'll be learning to rest in mindful awareness of the present moment. So here I am in the present moment. When else could I be? But my thoughts might be elsewhere. And that's really what we mean about being in the present moment, noticing that we are very much identified with our thoughts and that they tend to be about the past or about the future, not about our present moment experience. Um, and this is really part of our culture. It's endemic. It's as if we're addicted. We're addicted to thinking. And lots of things around us encourage us to be thinking about things rather than actually experiencing them. So that's what we're working with mindfulness, coming out of thoughts and particularly into the experience of the body and the senses. Another element is that some thoughts, the content is actively unhelpful. It's a layer of negative interpretations of ourselves or of other people, of what's wrong with me or what's wrong with them. And that's like a filter that is, in a way, bound to make us feel more cramped, more limited, and more unhappy. So, mindfulness helps us to step out of our thoughts. One part is just noticing them, noticing our thoughts, rather than believing that they're true. They are part of our experience, but they're just thoughts. So we aren't trying to stop our thoughts. In bringing our attention to the present moment, we're going to notice that thoughts continue to be there. Of course they do. That's what the mind does. It produces thoughts. But we're going to be shifting our relationship with our thoughts so that we experience them as part of the flow of experience and not the element that dominates everything else. Okay. So moving from thinking to sensing is the journey that we're going to be going on. Let's start by setting up a posture, finding a way to sit. So stable, solid, rooted, grounded, feet on the floor, hands on legs or in the lap, bottom resting on the chair, on the support. If we close our eyes, we can withdraw from the visual sense which tends to dominate our experience. And we can bring our attention into the body and notice these sensations, and really simply just noticing how the body rests on the chair, or if you're on the floor, on a bed maybe, however it is, just notice the contact with your support. Same with the feet, the toes, ball of the foot, the heel. Just sensing, feeling, experiencing. Now, let's just pay attention to where our mind is right now. Are there any thoughts going on? I'm going to guess what kind of thoughts. I'm going to guess, first of all, that there are some thoughts. And then I'm going to guess what those thoughts are. This is not telepathy, but I'm guessing that you may well have thoughts about the things you've been doing. You may well have thoughts about anything that's been on your mind. And you may have thoughts about what you will be doing. How am I doing? Have I got that right? Well, there's no magic involved. That's where the mind tends to go, your mind and my mind. We tend to be thinking about the things we've done, things that are on our minds, or the things that we're maybe about to do. Of course, it might be something else, if we have some kind of preoccupation. So we can just notice that and notice how it's so easy to just go with those thoughts. And then we spend our time rehearsing an experience, a conversation, or going over something, maybe unhelpfully. We could do that for the next 10 minutes. Or maybe we can explore how we can access different parts of our experience. We're not making anything up, but we're shifting our focus. Let's take a really deep breath now. Breathing in, and just notice what happens to the body. Hold and breathe out long and slow. How does that feel? Let's do it again. Breathing in, feeling how the body moves, how the body is affected. Breathe out and let go. Just let go. If you need to do that again to really have a sense of letting go, then take another deeper breath. Maybe feel the breath flowing out of the body through the legs and down through the feet. So really connecting with the sense of touch. Let's breathe in and have a sense of the body rising up, coming to its full height, chest open. And then maybe feeling both in breath and out breath. So rising up to our full height, breathing out and settling down. And feeling the whole body moving with the breath. What about those thoughts? Here's a suggestion. We just reflect. That we have everything that we need in this moment to be okay. In fact, more than okay, to be really fully present. We don't need anything else. This is enough. It might be pleasant. It might not be so pleasant. But this is our experience, our life. So let's just feel ourselves breathing, sensing the depth that can come with that awareness. And then resting, sense of stability, and taking our attention to our hearing, our ears. Noticing the sounds that come to us. Just hearing the sounds. And as we pay attention, you may notice different kinds of sounds. Some louder and some softer. Some are continuous, like a continuing hum, something like that. And some come and go. They're intermittent, or they change. Just staying with that, with awareness, maybe with the changing sensations of the sounds in our ears. Breathing, settling, listening. Notice how we tend to label sounds. So we label a sound dog barking, traffic, or electrical sound. So just noticing that, let's see if we can let go of the label, which is really a thought about the sound. Just hear the quality of the sound quality. And sensing how it rises and falls and changes. Any difference that this mindfulness makes, the experience of being aware of the sounds. And notice how the sounds weave together, different layers, different textures, like a flow, like a river, a stream of sounds. And then just noticing our thoughts, our other companion, as we do the practice, and how they arise and change and flow, just like the sounds. So resting, breathing, sensing, and noticing the changing flows of our experience. And then just come back to the breath. And letting the breath be our anchor. within this flow, as if we're moored in the middle of a stream or a river. Sensations, sounds, thoughts flowing through our experience like a great stream. And we just stay present, stay settled. Breath flowing in, breath flowing out. Staying with the breath, staying with the sensations. And as we do so, tuning in to how we are, perhaps finding some central core to our experience, just what feels central. Maybe a sense in the chest or the tummy. An area of greater intensity. Letting the breath flow in our imagination into that area. Resting, settling, breathing. Letting things become still. Each time thoughts come, just recognizing them, letting them go, guiding our awareness back, and creating a sense of space, mind space, mental space. Right now, there's nowhere to go. This is enough. There's nothing to do. Only this sense of being here. Any feeling of peace, of calm, settling and enjoying. We're going to start to make a very gentle transition. Maybe just bringing in some movement at the fingers, at the toes. Maybe rolling your shoulders. Just do what feels right for you, what your intuition tells you. So we've been staying with the flow of our experience as we've sat still. And our experience continues to flow, even as we move, even as we open our eyes. So, here's a question from someone. Thank you so much. I love it when we have questions. It's so good to hear from you. Instead of judging how busy my mind is, or the quality of my breath, or the sounds around me, how can I be fully present or in flow instead of constantly checking and evaluating everything in my mind? Ah. So what I hear from that is that I was, guiding our attention in various ways to notice thoughts, notice feelings. And then it feels like, oh, I've got to think about, notice this, notice that. And what that's about is giving some structure to our attention, um, directing our attention to different aspects of our experience, and then working with the tendency to um, to think about it or to fix it in some way, actively shifting into a different mode. So what that process does is it's addressing all of the things that are stopping us from doing what you say you'd like to do, which is just to be in the flow of experience. Now, there is another way to do that, which is to say, here I am in the flow of experience. You can certainly try that and see what happens. But very often, what happens, unless we're prepared, is that thoughts then come and we just get taken into those thoughts, and we kind of lose track. So we need ways to structure our experience so that we can look at being present in different ways. And that's what I was doing then. But essentially, the practice is very simple. There may well be a structure. I was introducing a structure, but essentially, it's about stepping out of thoughts into the reality of our experience. And then we'll probably lose touch with that. Depends how experienced you are, of course. But we keep on coming back. Off I go, come back. Off I go again, come back. Yeah. And what's here when I come back? Well, it might be pleasant, it might be unpleasant, it might be challenging. So that's all part of it. And just with mindfulness, we're learning to be present at how that feels. Another dimension it does bring is a sense of appreciation. Just noticing what's around us. It's spring at the moment, at least wherever you are in the world, it may not be spring, but where I am, it's spring, and spring is such a lovely time of year. Everything's coming into bud, but it's so easy to not notice that. We're just coming back to the present moment. So in keeping with that springtime, I've got one of my favorite poems, which is by Shakespeare. It's a song from Twelfth Night. I'm not going to sing it. It's going to recite it. And this is about, it's in a way, it's a love song or even a seduction song. It's about being in the present moment and seizing the moment. But I think it speaks to me anyway of a sense of freshness and enjoyment. Oh, mistress mine, where are you roaming? Oh, stay and hear your true love's coming that can sing both high and low. Trip no further, pretty sweeting. Journeys end in lovers' meeting. Every wise man's son doth know. What is love? 'Tis not hereafter. Present mirth hath present laughter. What's to come is still unsure. In delay there lies no plenty. Then come kiss me, sweet and 20. Youth's the stuff will not endure. Thank you so much for sharing this time, this unique and precious time. please continue to join us and explore your meditation practice with us. So you can check out our daily live meditations at roundglass.com or on the Round Glass Living app. Have a great day and stay present, whatever life brings.